Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, June the 4th, and we'll start our report off in a moment with some offshore news. We'll talk about what's going on in the surf and pier, and then we'll wind up our report today with a heads up on the Big Rock tournament coming up next week. So stay tuned for all that. I'll be right back.
Locally owned and operated since 1971, Billy's Seafood has been providing the locals and visitors of the Outer Banks with some of the freshest seafood you'll find. Not too far off the beaten path down Collington Road in KDH, Billy's Seafood has become a landmark for those seeking top-notch seafood at affordable prices. Billy's Seafood also has beer, wine, grandma's tuna salad, and other groceries as well. To see more, go online to billyseafoodobx.com. Billy's Seafood, putting fresh seafood on your table for over 50 years.
At Fishing Unlimited on the Nags Head Manio Causeway, not only can you get stocked up with all the bait, tackle, and amenities necessary to fish, but you can also be your own captain. That's right. At Fishing Unlimited, you can rent one of their spacious pontoon boats to go fishing, crabbing, dolphin watching, or just to cruise the Roanoke Sound. It's family fun at its finest. Half-day and full-day rentals are available. Be your own captain at Fishing Unlimited on the Nags Head Manio Causeway.
So as always, we start off in Hatteras down there, still picking away down there on those blackfin tuna. These are the smaller tunas, but they have been pretty plentiful and they're widely considered to be the best eating of the tuna. I mean, you can never have too many tuna, I don't care what kind they are. They also had a lot of some pretty good Baylor dolphin fishing. These would be mahi or mahi-mahi or mahi-mahi-mahi-mahi, depending on what country you're from. But they are really fun to catch, good to eat. Probably one of my favorites as far as our Gulf Stream species go. They also had some skipjack tuna. Why am I bringing that up? They're still a tuna, but we cut them up for bait. They're so bloody that we don't even eat them. However, I hate to hurt your feelings, but if you buy standard canned tuna in the store, the cheap stuff, you're eating skipjack tuna primarily. And they're very, very bloody. If you saw what they did to make them look white like they do in the can, you would not like it. I've seen it. I've been on the tuna centers in San Diego when they used to be back there. Like the old guy told me when I was growing up on the headboat, any fish is good eating if you know how to prepare it, but they are so processed that they're just not very appetizing. In my book, you should go for chunk white albacore. If you're going to buy something in the can, that's the one I would stick with. Also bluefish, and they've been catching some Spanish mackerel, a few drum over the slot size, and some amberjacks for their near shore boats. So that's what's going on there. At Oregon Inlet, they had calm weather and good fishing, a nice mix of dolphin or mahi. And most of them, what I call big bailers. You sling them right in over the boat, no gaff required, 3 to 5 pounders. And then they did have a few gaffers, which do require a gaff to pull over the side. But again, when you have some 50-pound tunas to mix in with a nice catch of dolphin, well, that makes for a good day's fishing. Both fleets had a scattered blue marlin bite. Most, as far as I'm aware, all these blue marlin right now are being released. And then off Oregon Inlet, there was a couple of cobia with the calm weather caught yesterday. And they're continuing to catch Spanish mackerel, bluefish, and sea bass. And things are it's just a great time of year for our near shore boats. They're always available, generally speaking, on half-day versions. A lot of people say, I want to go to the Gulf Stream, but I only want to go for a half day. You can't do that really on the Outer Banks. And if someone tells you you can, you need to be careful, because it would be not very much fishing time. Our Gulf Stream trips are always a minimum of 30 miles offshore and sometimes as far as 70. So keep that in mind. On the pier and surf report, everything is pretty much running about the same. This is when we get a nice summer mix that everybody takes advantage of. Bluefish and pompano have been plentiful in the Nags Head area and on the Nags Head Pier. Seemed like that was a good spot yesterday. Jeanette's Pier having some bluefish, some Spanish mackerel, and some bonita mackerel, which is kind of a crossbreed between a tuna and a mackerel. The Bonner Bridge bite has still been good for sheephead fishing. That's the old Bonner Bridge that used to cross to Oregon Inlet. In the surf, it's pretty much the same species all up and down our beaches. On Hatteras, there was scattered sea mullet. They had some croakers, they had some blues, and quite a number of pompano, including some 3+ pounders and some Spanish mackerel. One other thing, somebody down there caught a cobia from the surf yesterday, so that's good. You notice those varieties continued as you got north of Oregon Inlet with bluefish, Spanish mackerel, pompano, sea mullet, a little bit of the same thing everywhere you wanted to go. We'll take a little break right here, and I'll come back in just a moment, and I'll talk to you a little bit about the backcountry.
Ready to enjoy the Outer Banks the way it was meant to be enjoyed? Then you're ready to take the whole family to Jeanette's Pier in Nags Head. Start with a walk on the 1,000-foot-long pier to watch the sunrise or a reel in the catch of the day. Some of the best fishing on the East Coast is right here at Jeanette's Pier. Plus, Jeanette's Pier plays host to various events throughout the year, including professional surfing events. For the best day you'll have on the Outer Banks, go to Jeanette'sPier.net or give us a call at 252-255-1501. Jeanette's Pier, milepost 16 and a half, Nags Head.
Some pretty good catches, and some of that sound side fishing is really morphing over to the eastern side of the Pamlico. We'll call it the eastern side, but the Hatteras Island side has been pretty good. There's quite a few puppy drum up to yearling size red drum caught yesterday, and there was numerous bluefish, and there was also some speckled trout, including saw 2 of them that were over 4 pounds. The wading fishing, as we've been talking about for the last several days, is picking up. So this is the time of year when the most relaxing fishing there is. So you don't have to screw with a boat and gas and all the stuff that goes into launching a boat and cleaning a boat and all that. You just put on some old tennis shoes, no waders required. You get down on the shoreline. Hopefully you got your local tackle shop to rig you up with a popping cork, and you go out there and you cast and retrieve. You can also use a mirror lure or just a standard grub jig head with a grub on it. Most of this stuff is cast and retrieve fishing, but you can fish bait. There's every once in a while they get a pretty good bite of croakers back there in the sound. So I'm just telling you, now is the time to go explore those old summer haunts where you can sit on the beach and enjoy a little cast and retrieve fishing while the kids play around. Make sure, though, you do wear footwear, some solid footwear, because every once in a while there'll be a skate laying up next to the beach. This is one problem. A stingray is a worse problem because they have that barb on the end of their tail, and I have had people that had that go through a flip-flop and into the bottom of their foot and required a visit to the emergency room. So wear some decent footwear if you're going to do that. As we close the report today, keep in mind that the Big Rock tournament is coming up this weekend. That's one of the 3 biggest tournaments on the East Coast. A lot of fun, well over 200 boats usually in it. And it kicks off Saturday with the Kelly Wagner Ladies Anglers Tournament. That's a one-day event on June the 7th. And then on this Sunday, they'll have their prayer breakfast, their captain's meeting. They'll get loaded for bear, and then beginning on Monday, they'll do 6 days of fishing, and each boat chooses on their own to fish 4 out of those 6 days. So you fish 4 out of 6 days. The big money and the biggest prize in that tournament is always the largest blue marlin. So if you want to keep track of all the stuff going on, you can go to thebigrock.com. There's also a place on there that you can click on Listen Live, and you can listen the same way you'll be able to listen to our home tournament, which is the Pirates Cove Billfish Tournament in August, the Boat Builders Tournament in late July. So keep all that stuff in mind. I hope you have a great day today. It's really pretty, and it's time to go out and catch some fish. You're never going to catch them sitting around the motel room. Have a blessed day.